Hello everybody, welcome to episode number 4 of our Inside PitLogic video series. My name is Kevin, and in this edition we're going to cover everything related to tires inside the app and how you can use it to make your race day easier to manage and more efficient. So I'm going to pop our phone up on the screen, grab the magic green pointer, go down to the main menu and choose tires. First time we've used tires in the app, we're going to have a blank list that comes up right here. To add a new tire into the system, we go down here, click the blue circle plus, and now we have the new tire detail screen. First thing I need is a manufacturer. Because we don't have any tires in the system yet, we don't have any manufacturers. So I'm going to add a manufacturer. Just type it out really quick. And now that'll be in there to use all the time. I'm going to put in a compound. This is going to be on a micro right rear at Deming Speedway. So I'm going to put in an RD15. So now I have my manufacturer, I have my compound. I'm going to choose the car type that we're putting it on. I'm going to choose what corner this tire is for, and then tell it the wheel width, tell it the back spacing, and then I'm going to give it a short code. And the short code is like the sticker I put on the wheel so I can identify the tire easier. In our system, we use letters for the right side and numbers for the left side. So on the short code, I'm going to click it, put in a capital A and click OK. And now this tire is A. Long code is if you want to put in serial numbers. I'm not going to put a serial number on this one. I'm just going to move on. And I'm going to put in my tire size. So I'm going to click on the tire size field. This one's 69 1/4. I'm going to click OK. This is a brand new tire. So under condition, I'm going to leave all 5 indicators checked. And then I click save. Now I have my first tire on the tire list. I'm going to go ahead and add one more. I'll add a left rear. I have a different compound for the left rear, so I'm going to add another compound. Go down here, choose RD12, click OK. Tell it that this is a left rear. And I'm going to have a different wheel width, different back spacing. And I'll use numbers for the short codes like we talked about. And I'm going to put in my tire size. This is my tiny tire. So I click OK. And then I click save. Now I've got 2 tires in the tire list so far. One left rear and one right rear. Now you can see down here on the bottom we have 2 different tabs. On the left, the tires tab shows us this list right here. If I click pairs, it takes all the tires in the inventory and it matches them up and creates a stagger list. Well, right now we have 1 left rear and 1 right rear, so our only stagger choice is 8 1/4. But as we add more, there'll be more in the system. As I add tires to the system and I put it under a car type, I can then add those to a setup later. If I have a tire in the system but I don't want to use it yet, like maybe it's damaged or I don't want to use that new tire yet this week, I can click that tire and make it inactive. And while I'll still see it in this list, you can see it grayed out and it won't show up in the stagger list or be available for setups later. So I'm going to click that list again and click active. Each week we have a couple different people on our team that do tires. So we'll have one person measure all the tires and put them in the system, and then they'll share that tire list with the rest of us so we can all see it. So to be able to do that, I'm going to delete the tires I have in here now. So I'm going to click the tires action menu down here, the 3 dots. I'm going to say delete all these tires. Confirm yes, that's what I wanted to do. And now our tire guy has them all in his app, so he shared them. So I'm going to go down here and say download tire list. I'll put in the code that he told me he used for his tire list, AB1234, and I click OK. Now all the tires that he measured and put into his version of the app have now been downloaded into my app, so I can see them. So now you can see here I have 4 left rears of different sizes, different tire conditions, and 5 right rears. In the tire list on this page, you'll see the short code, the compound the tire is, the wheel corner, width, and backspace, the size of the tire and condition. If I go down here to pairs, now that I have a lot more tires in the system, you can see I have a lot more stagger choices. Each one of these cards on the right represents one of my matchups of pairs. And for each card, for example, this one here, it'll show me that 6 13/16 of stagger. The left rear is an RD12 at 62 1/4 inches on a 9-inch wheel, 4-inch backspace. We call this tire condition 3 out of 5, so maybe that's not our best tire. And then for the right rear, this is an RD15, 69 and a 16th on a 12.5, and this tire is pretty much new. And right here, this shows me this is 3B, so it's short code B for the right rear, short code 3 for the left rear. Over here on the left, this will show us all the Stager combinations that are available. So I can just click one of these, and then the right-hand side of the list will actually scroll to that Stager, and those choices will be in there. Once I have all these Stager cards in here, sometimes you want to put a sheet printed up in the trailer. So you can go down to the Action menu, click Make PDF, and it'll take that tire Stager list and actually convert it into a PDF that you can then either send to a printer or share to other people via email, or however you want to do that. It'll be a full 8.5 by 11 inch PDF, one of the 3 or 4 different PDF options we have inside PitLogic. So for now, I'm going to show you how to take a tire out of this inventory, or a pair of tires out of this inventory, and put it into a setup. So if I go back to the main menu and go to setups, I'll grab my current session that I'm racing at, and I'll go to the feature. When I started this session, it started with the 7/4 inches that I had from the heat race, but now I want to update it. So you can update the tire pair in the app setup screen by going either to the Stager field that's up in the general section, or going down to the rear corners and go to the actual tires themselves. For each tire, you can see we keep track of tire size, wheel width, wheel offset, and compound. Well, all those things are stored in our inventory, so there's no reason for us to enter them all individually here on this setup. So just like anywhere else that has the double bars inside the setup field, if I long click it, it'll bring up a special way to enter the data, in this case choosing a pair of tires from the list. So here's my tire list. I can scroll down. I know I'm going to tighten the car up a little bit and put it on this 6 3/4. So I just click that card, and now it took all 8 variables from that pair of tires, both sizes, both widths, both offsets, both compounds, and put them into this setup. If I go up to the general section, now you can see I have the 6 3/4 inches of Stager. That pretty much covers everything tire related inside the app. Again, you can pull them straight in from the tire list while you're inside of a setup, or you can go back to the main menu, go to tires, and look at your list of tires or your Stager pairs right here. If we're the ones that put the tires into the app and we want to share it with somebody else, then we can go down to the Action menu, click that button, click Share Tire List, put in whatever code we'd like to put in, and then click OK. And now that tire list will be shared to the PitLogic server and available for, I think, up to 30 minutes. Give that code to anybody else who wants to download that tire list, and they can put it onto their device. If I get a new tire and I'm going to put it onto an existing wheel, all we have to do is go back to our tire list tab here, find which one we're going to replace. Let's say I have a new tire for wheel B. I'll click on B, and all I have to change is the tire size, as long as it's the same compound. New tire size and OK, and now I'm updated for the next set of Stager. If you have any questions about anything I've shown you tonight, or if you have any other suggestions or comments about PitLogic in general, please remember to send them to kevin@pitlogic.com. And until our next time, good luck with your racing.